Hello students, today I am going to do the 2019 O-level paper. So this is the front page, paper 1. So it says 32E1. So what it means, 32 means the number given for mathematics paper and E means English paper 1. And it says 2 hours, starting time and end time given, and index number you have to enter here, and then some instructions are there, so you need to read these instructions. So you get two parts, part A and B. This paper consists of 8 pages, so check whether there are 8 pages and write your index number correctly in the appropriate place on this page and page number 3. Answer all questions on this question paper itself. So spaces are given and you have to answer there. And it says each question here, space provided under each question for working and writing the answer. Indicate the relevant steps and the correct units when answering the questions. And marks. 2 marks for each question in part A, and in part B 10 marks for each question, and you get 5 questions in part B. Blank papers can be obtained for scratch work. So only for scratch work you can ask for blank papers. So now we'll see how we can do this paper. So 2 hours, that means you can spend 2 minutes 24 seconds for each question in part A, and part B you can spend 12 minutes per question. So I'll show you how to give marks according to the marking scheme given by the examination department. So we'll see how you get marks for each step. So let's do this paper. So part A, so try 1 to 7. I'll do separately. Question number 1. Custom duty of 9% is charged for a certain item that is imported. If the value of this item is 6,000 rupees, find the amount that has to be paid as customs duty. So here you don't have to write sentences here. So 2 marks. So steps they are looking at. So you can do 9% of 6,000 rupees. And then simplify. 2 get cancelled out, 2 zeros. 9 times 6, 54 and 1 0. So what's the answer? 540 rupees. So you get 1 mark for the answer and 1 mark for the step. So you don't have to write down the amount paid or any sentences, just you can do this and you get 2 marks. Let's take question number 2. Find the factors. So this is a quadratic expression. So how you find out the factors? X squared plus 3x minus 10. So here in this one, this is 1. If there's another number, you multiply these two, you get minus 10x squared. What are the factors of minus 10x squared? The middle term you need to get 3. So just you can write down the factors 1 and 10. It's not working. So this minus means you are looking at the difference. So you need to look at the difference. So then what are the other factors? 2 with 5. Now we can say 5 and 2, the difference is 3. Plus 3 is there, so that means plus 5x and minus 2x. So the difference is plus 3x. So you can split the middle term to 5x and minus 2x. And then you can take 2 at a time and factorize. From these two, x is common. So you get x plus 5. Here you can take minus 2 out and write x plus 5. X plus 5 is common. Take it out and you can write the other remaining factor, x minus 2, inside another bracket. So x plus 5 and x minus 2. So how you get marks here? So splitting this one, here you get 1 mark there. Splitting 3x to 5x and minus 2x. And also for the final answer, 1 mark. Question number 3. Find the value of x according to the information given in the figure. So this is a triangle. The sum of angles in a triangle is 180. So you can write x plus 100 is equal to 180. Then 2x becomes this x and 2x becomes 180 minus 100. This becomes 80. Divide by 2. Both sides you get x equals 40. So this is an angle 40 degrees. So in this one, you get 1 mark for this method. Identifying sum of angles in a triangle is 180 and 1 mark for the answer. Question number 4. If it is given that log 2a base is 5, write the value of a as a power of 2. You know already, if it's 10 squared, that means 100, 10 times 10. So you can write this in log notation, base here, number here, and the index goes there. So this is index, this is the base. So here base is here, index is here. So if you know this index notation and log notation, you can easily do this. So here 10 squared is 100. So you look at this one. So here in this case 2 to the power 5. So a equals 2 to the power 5. So you don't need to expand and write down the value because it says value of a as a power of 2. So that's the answer. So you get straight away 2 marks for this step. Question number 5. Find the time it takes to fill a tank of capacity 420 liters using a pipe through which water flows at a rate of 60 liters per minute. So 1 minute is 60 liters. So you can write 60 liters means 1 minute. So how many minutes for 420 liters? So you have to divide 420 by 60. 0 get cancelled out. 6 times 7, 42. So 7 minutes. So you get 2 marks, 1 mark for this method and 1 mark for the final answer. Question number 6. The point A, B, C and D lie on the circle shown in the figure. ABC. This angle is 100 degrees and CAB 30 degrees. Find the value of x. Now look at ABC triangle. So what is this angle? This is 30. This is 100. So we can find ACB angle using the sum of angles in a triangle. So 180 minus 100 plus 30. So when you simplify, you get, when you add these, you get 130. So 50 degrees for this angle. Now look at carefully. When you take A and B chord, so here this angle and this angle both are same segment angles. So what is X value? X becomes 50 degrees. Same segment angles are equal. So you don't have to write all these details because you get only 2 marks. So 1 mark to identify this is 50 and 1 mark for X value. Question number 7. The base radius of a solid right circular cylinder is 7 centimeters. Its height is 10 centimeters. Find the area of the curved surface of the cylinder. Use 22/7 for the value of pi. If it's a cylinder, it says base radius is 7 and the height is 10 centimeters. So what's the curved surface of a cylinder? 2 pi RH. Now substitute the values. 2 pi, you can take 22/7. R is 7. Height is 10. 7 get cancelled out. 2 times 22, 44. So you get 440 square centimeters because this is an area. So 2 marks again. 1 mark here. 1 mark for this method. Now you can try question number 8 to 13. Question number 8. Find the gradient of the straight line represented by AB in the figure. So we can identify 2 points. Or you can take this as well because it says when x equals 0, this is 2. But we can take these 2 points. So here, what's the coordinate here? 1 with 4. What about this one? X is 2, y equals 6. Now you can use the gradient formula. So what is gradient? If you know 2 points, y1 and x1, y1 and x2, y2, you can take the difference between y coordinates over difference between x coordinates. So you can do other way as well. So you can take y2 minus y1 as well. Then this becomes x2 minus x1. Now substitute. So we can take difference between y coordinates 6 minus 4 over 2 minus 1. So that's 2 over 1. Slope or gradient is 2. So remember this formula. Difference between y coordinates over difference between x coordinates. So for this method 1 mark and this value 1 mark. Simplify. This is division. So what you do for division? You take multiplication and the reciprocal of the second fraction. So you take the first one as it is. This one multiplication, reciprocal. That means denominator goes to the numerator. Numerator comes to the denominator. Now simplify. 2 times 1. 2 times 2. A get cancelled out. So you get 2x squared over 3. So 2 marks, 1 mark for the final answer, 1 mark for this step, taking the reciprocal. Question number 10. In the given figure, the side CB of the right angle triangle ABC is produced to F. The midpoints of AB and CB are E and D. So already marked. If DEB is 50 degrees, find the magnitude of EBF. So you need this angle. Now look at according to midpoint theorem inverse. So if this is the midpoint and this is midpoint, these two lines are parallel. So you can say AC is parallel to DE according to the inverse midpoint theorem. Now if it's parallel, if this is 90 degrees, this is 90. So why? Those are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are equal when the two lines are parallel. So you can get this is 90. So what is this angle? EBF. EBF is equal to sum of interior angles because EBF is the exterior angle. So 90 plus 50, 140 degrees is this angle. Sum of interior angles, opposite interior angles is equal to the exterior angle. So identifying this is 90 degrees because of parallel, 1 mark and 1 mark for this step. Solve 2x squared minus 8. So you can factorize. Take 2 out, you get x squared minus 4. What is the difference between two square terms? You can factorize further. So what are the factors? X minus 2 and x plus 2. If the product is 0, you can say x minus 2 is 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. So here you don't have to take 2. 2 is not equal to 0. So what is x? X becomes 2 or x becomes minus 2. So another student can do like this. So either this method or another method. So I'll write this is method 1 or method 2. So one can do like this. 2x squared minus 8 equals 0. Take minus 8 to the other side. Plus 8. Divide by 2. X squared is 4. Now when you take square root, you have to take both plus or minus values. So that means plus or minus 2. So either this way or this way, both ways you get 2 marks. So here you can get 1 mark for the method and 1 mark for this answer. So you have to write both plus or minus. If it's not there, you are not getting 1 mark. Question number 12. A man takes a loan of 5,000 rupees for 2 years at an annual interest of 8% with the interest compounded annually. How much is the interest for the second year for this loan amount? Only the interest for the second year. What's the value after 1 year? Amount after 1 year. So this is compounded annually. So 5,000, 8% means if it's 100, it increases by 8. 108 over 100. That's the amount after 1 year. So first you can simplify or without also you can do. First we'll simplify. 0, 5 times 8, 40, 5 times 1, 5. That's the amount after 1 year. Then you need only the interest for the second year. Interest for second year, not the amount. So just you can take 8% value from this because it's compounded annually. So 2 zeros get cancelled out. 8 times 4, 32. 8 times 5, 40. 40 plus 3, 43. So this is just the interest for second year. So without simplifying this, one can do straight away interest. So I'm doing the second method. If you don't like to simplify, you can straight away do 5,000 into 108 over 100 is the amount after first year. And from that 8%. 2 zeros get cancelled out. 1 zero here. 5 times 2, 2 times 4. So 108 into 4. 432. So both methods you get 2 marks. So 1 mark for finding the value after 1 year and then only the interest. So 2 marks for this question. Question number 13. A cyclic quadrilateral ABCD is shown in the figure. The side AB produced to E. Moreover, BCD is 120 and CBE. CB is 70 degrees. Find the values of X and Y according to the given information. So, all the points on the circle, cyclic quadrilateral. What's the rule? This is the exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral that is equal to the interior opposite angle. So, what is X? X is 70. So, you need to identify that this is a cyclic quadrilateral. Exterior angle is equal to the opposite interior angle. Then, how you find out Y? These are opposite angles of an cyclic quadrilateral. These are opposite angles of cyclic quadrilateral. So, what is Y plus 120? That should be 180. Opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is 180 degrees. So, Y becomes 180 minus 120. That's 60 degrees. So, in this one, 1 mark to identify X, 1 mark for Y value. Now, you can try 14 to 19 question. So, always answer in the space provided. Question number 14. The students in a certain school who study the subjects art, dancing and music are represented by the pie chart. If the number of students who study music is 45, so this means 45. How many students study dancing? So first we need to identify this angle. So angle around a point is 360. So the angle for dancing is 360 minus 210 and 90. Here you get 300. 9, 10, 300. So that's 60 degrees for dancing. 90 degrees represent 45 students. So what is 60 degree represent? So straight away can you see this is half of that. So half of 60 you get 30. So that's one method. So another student can do like this. 60 degrees. 90 degrees out of 360, that's 45. So what's 1 degree or 60 degrees? You can first divide by 90 and then multiply by 60. So you get 9 times 5, 5 times 6, 30. So that way also you can do. So 30 is the answer. So you get this one. Identify the angle, 1 mark. 1 mark for the final answer. Express the sixth term in the geometric progression. 9, 27, 81. How you find out the common ratio? Common ratio R is equal to any term divided by the previous term. So you get 3. First term is 9. So how you find out the sixth term? That's T6. What's the formula? A R to the power 6 minus 1. That's 5. Now substitute. A is 9. R is 3. 3 to the power 5. Can we keep the answer like this? You can't, because it says as a power of 3. We'll convert everything to power of 3. 9 means 3 times 3. 3 to the power 2. This is 3 to the power 5. So what's the total? When you multiply with the same base, different powers, you add the powers. 2 plus 5, this becomes 7. So 3 to the power 7. 1 mark for this answer and 1 mark for this step. Question number 16. A parallelogram ABCD is given in the figure. For each statement in the table, if it's correct, put a correct mark in front of it, and if it's incorrect, so put a cross. Area of the triangle ABD is half into area of the parallelogram ABCD. It's correct because always diagonal bisect the area of the parallelogram. So this is half, addition is the full parallelogram. So this statement is correct. The diagonal DB bisect ADC. Is that correct? So parallelogram means these are parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. So that means if this is A, this is A. Alternate angles are equal. If this is B, this is B. So A and B are not equal. So these are not bisect the angle. So you can say this is a wrong statement. So 1 mark for this and 1 mark for this step. Question number 17. Find the least common multiple of the following 3 algebraic terms. 3x squared. So how you write 3x squared? 3 times x times x. 6xy. Write in terms of prime numbers. 2 times 3, x and y. 2y. That means 2 into y. Now when you take all factors, so you take the highest power. So lowest common multiple is 2 only once, 3 only once. Here, can you see? This is 3x squared. X squared is the highest power there. Y only once. So 6 x squared y is the lowest common multiple. So you get 1 mark for this step and simplifying this 1 mark. So you have to take highest power for each distinct factors. Question number 18. The center of the circle in the given figure is O. Find the value of x according to the information indicated in it. So here, can you see O and OB both are equal? So, because radii, if this is 55, this is 55. Isosceles triangles. So, 55 and 55 becomes 110. So, this becomes 70. So, we'll first find out AOB angle. That's 180 minus 55 and 55. 180 minus 110, that's 70 degrees. So, this is 70. Then, what's the relationship between this angle and this angle? So, what's x? Angle subtended at the center is double as the angle subtended on the circumference of a circle. So, x becomes half of 70. So, 70 divided by 2, that's 35 degrees. So, remember, if this is x, this becomes 2x. So, this is 2x. 2x is 70, x becomes 70 divided by 2. So, 1 mark here and 1 mark to identify this step. Question number 19. Two vertical pillars AB and CD located on a level ground are shown in the figure. When observed from D, the angle of elevation of B is 42. How can we mark that? You look up, the angle of elevation, this one is 42 degrees. And the angle of depression of A is 58. So, this angle of depression means from horizontal downward. So, this is 58 degrees. Represent this information in the figure. So, you have to show both angles like this. So, 2 marks, 1 mark for this angle and 1 mark for the other one. Now, you can try question number 20 to 25. A bag contains 35 identical marbles. A certain number of them are white while the rest are black. If the probability of a marble picked randomly from the bag being black is 5/7, how many black marbles are there in the bag? So, in this one, black and white. So, altogether 35. If we say x is the number of black marbles in the bag, so what's the probability? So that's x over 35. Probability of getting a black marble is x over 35. That's equal to 5/7. So find x. So how you find x? X becomes cross multiply 35 times 5/7. 7 times 5, 5 times 5, 25 black marbles are there. So, you get 1 mark for the answer and 1 mark for this method. Fill in the blanks in the following statement using suitable geometric terms. The straight line joining the center of a circle to the, you have to fill that word, of a chord of the circle is another word to the chord. So, when you take the circle and the center, any chord is there. what it says. The straight line joining the center of a circle to what? What's the theorem there? To the midpoint of the chord is perpendicular. So that's the theorem. So what's the suitable term? To the midpoint. So this is the midpoint. So you have to write midpoint of a chord of the circle is perpendicular. Perpendicular to the chord. So that's the theorem. You get 1 mark for this word and 1 mark for this. Find the value of x if the multiplication is this. So what you do when you multiply, first check whether you can multiply. This is 2 by 2 matrices. So 2 by 2 and 2 by 2. These two are equal. So that means you can multiply and you get 2 by 2. So we'll do that. How you get this value? So first row, first column. 3 times 2, 6. 6 and minus 1. 6 and minus 1, that's 5. First row with second column, you get this value. 3 times minus 1, minus 3, plus 1, minus 2. Second column with first row, minus 1 into 2, minus 2, and minus 2, you get minus 4. Then second row with second column, minus 1 with minus 1, plus 1, and 2 plus 3. So this is given as 5x minus 4, 3. Now these two are equal. You can compare the elements. So all the others are okay. So what's the x value? X should be equal to minus 2. So you get 1 mark for finding the x value and multiplication. 1 mark. Question number 23. From the group of students who are represented in the given Venn diagram, the set of students who like mathematics is represented by A. So this is those who like mathematics. And the set of students who like science is represented by B. So this circle. In the Venn diagram, shade the regions that represent the students who like only one of these two subjects, only, not both. So we know when you take this one, this part is those who only like mathematics. What about when you take the B circle? This part is those who only like science. So these are the two regions you have to shade. That's the students who like only one of these subjects. This is mathematics, this is only science. So you get 2 marks. So 1 mark for this part and 1 mark for this part. Question number 24. A distance time graph that represents the motion of a motor vehicle is shown in the figure. Which part of the graph represents the motor vehicle traveling with the greater speed? What is this speed? Now look at carefully. When you take this one, so 2 hours, 120 increased for 2 hours. What about this one? Here 3 hours, same amount. This is 120. So which one has the steeper gradient? So this one, A to B, because same amount increased within 2 hours here. This takes 3 hours. So you can write this part has the greater speed. So A to B. A to B has the greater speed. And what is this speed? Speed is the gradient of the distance time graph. Distance over time. So remember, speed is distance over time. That's the gradient of the graph. So you can write speed is equal to distance increased is 120 kilometers, and here time 2 hours. So how can you write down this one? This is 60 kilometers per hour. So you write like this. So 1 mark for this speed and 1 mark to identify the correct path. Not CD, you have to select AB. Question number 25. A portion of the locus of the point that moves at the constant distance of 5 meters from the given point P is indicated by the arc in the sketch. The straight line RS is at a distance of 7 meters. So when you draw the line from here, perpendicular line, that's 7 meters. Indicate by a sketch on this figure how the points on the arc which are at a distance of 5 meters from the straight line. RS also are found. Now here, 5 meters away. So this is about a parallel line. But you don't need to draw a parallel line down because they are asking only above. So what you do? You draw a parallel line to RS above the line. So we'll take here, this is 2 somewhere here. This is the parallel line drawn to RS 5 meters away. And what are the possible points then? So you get 2 points. We can mark if it's A1 or A2, any letter you can put. So 2 possibilities are there, either this point or this point. So here remember all the loci points you need to know. What are the loci points? Equidistance from a point, it's a circle. Then equidistance from 2 points, that's the perpendicular bisector. And equidistance from 2 lines is the angle bisector. And equidistance to a line is a parallel line, either up or down. So we are using this one. So only one side here we consider. So how you get marks here? This one showing the parallel line to RS, 1 mark. And showing 5 meter distance is 1 mark. So without 5m, you are not getting 2 marks. So make sure that you mark this distance as 5 meters here. So 2 marks for this question. So we did all 25 questions in part A. Let's take part 2 now. Part B, so you get 5 questions. You have to answer all questions. So do 1 and 2. So question number 1, you get 4 parts. So we'll do step by step. 7/15 of the total length of a drain was dug on the first day, and 1/4 of the remaining length was dug on the second day. At the end of the first day, what fraction of the total length of the drain remained to be dug? So that means 7/15. So remaining part. So remaining part is 1 is the full thing, 1 minus 7 over 15. So 1 you can write as 15 over 15. So you get 8 over 15. That's the remaining part after first day. What fraction of the total length of the drain was dug on the second day? So this is the remaining part. So second day, remaining part, and it's only 1/4 of that. 1/4 of the remaining part. So 4 times 1, 4 times 2, that's 2 over 15. So second day, 2 over 15. So how you get marks here? According to the marking scheme, you are getting 1 mark for this step. And here 1 mark and 1 mark, 2 marks for second step. Now we'll do the third one. At the end of the first 2 days, a further length 600 meters of the total length of the drain remained to be dug. Find the total length of the drain. So what's the total covered for first 2 days? First 2 days, (7 over 15 and 2 over 15. Altogether, 7 plus 2, 9 over 50. And what's the remaining after second day? Remaining part. Remaining part is equal to 1 minus 9 over 15. That means 15 over 15 I can write as 1. You get 6 over 50. So that part is the remaining part after first 2 days. So 600 meters of the total length of the drain remained. So 6 over 15 means 600 meter length. So they are asking what's the total length of the drain. So total length becomes 6 parts, this much. So 600 divided by 6 and full thing means 15 parts. So multiply by 15. 100 times 15. So you get 1500 meters. And the next part, that's the last part of question number 1. It has been estimated that 4 men will require 3 days to dig the remaining 600 meters of the drain. So men and days. 4 men, 3 days to dig the remaining part. How many more men need to be engaged to dig this length in 2 days? Now they want to finish within 2 days. So they are asking how many extra men. So how many man days required? 4 times 3, 12. Same man days you need with 2 days. So 12 over 2 is number of men needed. So 6 men needed. Already 4 men are there. So they are asking extra men. So 6 minus 4, that's 2 men needed. So that's how you do this question. So how you get marks according to the marking scheme? You get 4 marks for part 3. So here 1 mark for finding the total and the remaining part 1 mark. And here this means 600 and finding the length 1 mark. Altogether 4 marks for this part. And this one, 3 marks. Finding this one, 1 mark. And finding man days, 1 mark. And extra men, 1 mark. So this question 3 and 4, 7. And previous one, 3. Altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Now let's take the next one. Question number 2. You get 3 parts. So try all parts and then look at my answers. A sheet consists of a portion ABCD in the shape of a trapezium and a semicircular portion with diameter DC as shown in the figure. Take the value of pi as 22/7. It has been decided to attach small buttons along the edge of the semicircular portion starting from D and ending at C such that the distance between every 2 adjacent buttons is 2 centimeters. How many buttons are required for this? So that means here we need to put buttons along this length. So for that we need to find out the length, arc length first. Arc length 2 pi r, or here diameter is given pi d but half into pi d. Pi you can take 22/7, d is 14. 7 times 2, 14, and you get 22 centimeters. So that's the arc length. So here the gaps between 2 adjacent buttons is 2 centimeters. So you can find out how many gaps are there. Gaps are there. So 22 divided by 2. 11 gaps are there. So 11 gaps means how many buttons? Number of buttons. Number of buttons, you have to add 1. So 12 buttons are there. So make sure when you divide, you get number of gaps. So you have to add 1 to that to find out the number of buttons. So that's the answer for the first part. So you get 4 marks for this part. 1 mark and 1 mark here. Finding the answer as well as the method. 1 mark for finding gaps and 1 mark for finding number of buttons. Let's take the next part. Calculate the total area of the sheet. So this is a trapezium and this is a semicircle. So what's the area, total area? Half into pi r squared. Pi is 22/7. R. Diameter is 14. So what's R? 7. And what's the area of the trapezium? Half the addition of the 2 parallel lengths, 14 and 16, and multiply by the perpendicular height, that's 10. So you get here 7 get cancelled out, here 11 times 7, 77, 2 times 5, this is 30 into 5. So 77 plus 150, you get 227 square centimeters is the total area. So how you get marks for this one? 1 mark for finding area of the semicircle, 1 mark for area of the trapezium. And here, getting either one of these correct, either 77 or 151 mark, and 1 mark for the final answer. So altogether 4 marks for this part. Next part, if a rectangular sheet is made with its area equal to the area of the semicircular portion and its length equal to the length of AD, then find its breadth. So this is a rectangular sheet. What's the area of the rectangular sheet? 10 times the breadth, because one side is AD. That's equal to the area of the semicircular portion. So what's the area we got for semicircular portion? That's 77. So that's equal to 77. So what's the breadth? Breadth of the sheet is 77 divided by 10, 7.7 centimeters. So we gave 4 marks for first part, 4 marks for the second part, 8, and this one 2 marks. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Now you can try question number 3 and 4. Let's take question number 3. So you get 2 parts. Kumara runs a business with an urban council limits. The assessed annual value of his business place is 40,000 rupees. The urban council charges annual rates of 22%. Find the amount that has to be paid annually as rates and how much does he have to pay as for a quarter. And then you get part B. So we'll do part A first. So what's the value? The assessed annual value of his business place is 40,000 rupees. The urban council charges annual rates of 22%. So find the amount that has to be paid annually as rates. So rates are 22%, 22 over 100 into 40,000. 2 zeros get cancelled out, and here 8, 8 and 2 zeros. So 8,800 rupees. How much does he have to pay as for a quarter? What is quarter means? 1/4 of a year. So you just divide by 4. Quarter value. This value 8,800 for a year. Divide by 4. 2200. 2,200 rupees. So you get 1 mark, 1 mark, 2 marks for each step. This is 1 mark and this is 1 mark. So 4 marks for these 2 steps. Part B, annual income. Initially for 500,000 the tax is free, and next 500,000 4%, 8% and then 12%. That's like multiples of 4. Kumara pays 12,000 rupees as income tax for a year. Based on the above table, what is his annual income? So first you need to identify if he pays 12,000, is it in this level or this level? So how you identify that? Just we'll check with this one. If it's 500,000 there, so what's the total tax for this level? Just check where. First you need to check where this value lies. Is this level or this level? 500,000 into 4%. What's the rough value? 20,000. Now we can clearly see 12,000 means that's less than 500,000. So that means in this level. Now you can do the sum. So first we have to check what's the income for this level. So income for this tax. We know 4%. 4% value is 12,000 rupees. So what's the income for that? So we have to take 12,000 rupees, divide by 4 and multiply by 100. That's the income for this level. So that's 4 times 3. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 300,000 rupees. But we know initial 500,000, the tax is free. So the total income is 500,000 rupees plus 300,000 rupees. Altogether 800,000 rupees. 800,000 rupees for the total income. So you get marks for each step. Now this is the last part of this. So you get 1 mark here and another 1 mark, 2 marks for finding this income for this level, and finding this value, another 1 mark, and here identifying this one in this region, you are getting another 1 mark. Otherwise that's wrong. So if you use this level, that's wrong. And here another 2 marks. This mark and this mark you have to add. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Altogether 6 marks for this question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So part B, altogether 6 marks. So 6 and previous 4 marks, altogether 10 marks for this question. Question number 4. The following incomplete frequency distribution and corresponding incomplete histogram have been prepared using the marks obtained in a test by 40 students in a class. Here 10 to 20 denotes the marks interval greater than 10 and less than or equal to 20. That means when you take boundaries, first boundary means 20 is included. But this one, second one, 20 is not included but 40 is included. Second boundary, upper boundary is included and the lower boundary is not included the value. Complete the above frequency table and histogram. Express the number of students who obtain more than 40 marks as a percentage of the total number of students and draw the frequency polygon on the histogram. So we'll do step by step 3 parts. So we'll try to first find out these values. So 10 to 20, 6 is there. That's correct. Now here there are 2 bars here. 20 to 30, 30 to 40 all together. So each one 4. 4 and 4. So this becomes 8. And the other bar 40 to 50 already given. That's 1 bar. This is 7. And 15 given. 15 for 50 to 80. 3 bars are there. So you have to divide by 3. So 15 divided by 3, you get 5. So you have to draw the line along 5 here. So here like this. So this is the bar you need to draw. That's 5. Then 80 to 90. 80 to 90, that's given. That's 4. So you can write down 4. So that's the table. Complete the above frequency table and histogram. So when you think about marks, so you get 1, 1, 1. Because you are filling these 3 values and you are drawing only this bar. So you get only 1 mark for this bar. So altogether 4 marks. Now we'll take the second part. Express the number of students who obtain more than 40 marks as a percentage of the total number of students. More than 40. Now this is 40 is included. More than 40 means these 3. So 7 plus 15 plus 4. So you get 26. So 26 students are there who got more than 40 marks. So we need percentage value. Percentage value is 26 out of 40 students into 100. So percentage of the total number of students. 1 0 get cancelled out. 2 times 2, 2 times 13 and 2 times 5. 13 times 5, 65%. So how you get marks for this step? You get 1 mark for finding number of students relevant to that category and 1 mark for this one and 1 mark for the answer. So 3 marks altogether. Next part. Draw the frequency polygon on the histogram. So how you draw the frequency polygon? You have to mark the midpoints. So each bar. So here 2 bars are there. So midpoints you have to connect. Here 3 bars are there. Midpoints of each bar. And here midpoint. And what you do? You have to find out the midpoint of the next interval and the previous one. So midpoint of that. Now you can connect this point. This one, connect this point, and here to here. So this is the frequency polygon. So how you get marks? So in the marking scheme it says 1 mark for this endpoint and 1 mark for this endpoint. And the other parts just 1 mark. So remember to connect to these 2 endpoints. Otherwise you are just getting 1 mark out of 3. So 3 marks for this step. So 3, 3, 6 and 4, 10 marks. So altogether 10 marks for that. Now you can do the last question. Question number 5. So you get 2 parts. Part A. It is given that the first 2 symbols of a certain password are 2 different digits from the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To choose the first digit of the password, a student randomly picks a card from 5 identical cards on each of which one of these digits is written. Then without replacing, so not put it back, and he randomly picks another card to choose the second digit. Using the symbol X, mark the sample space of the 2 digits on the cards that the student randomly picks on the given grid. So, mark appropriate values. Think about first card. You are taking 1. Can you take 1 again? You can't because you are not replacing it. So, you can get 2, 3, 4, 5. If you take 2, you can take 1, but not 2 again. So other numbers are possible. If it's 3, you can't take again 3, but other numbers are okay. 4, you can take all the other numbers except 4. 5, these numbers without 5 again. So that's the sample space. And it says, it was later discovered that the first digit which was obtained for the password was odd. So 1, 3, 5. And that this digit was less than the second digit that was obtained. So this number is less. So that means the second digit is more than the first one. Indicate the event that satisfied these conditions on the sample space. Sample space and obtain its probability. So how you find out the probability? First you need to decide what's the region. If it's 1, it can be more than that. So 2, 3, 4, 5. But second digit can be odd or even. If it's 3, first number should be an odd number. If it's 3, you can't take these numbers, so 4 or 5. If it's 5, all these numbers are less, so only this possibility. So here if you take this one, this is the part we need for second question. So that's A. So how many outcomes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of the total. So we'll find out probability of A is equal to 6 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 out of 20. So you can simplify and write 3 over 10. So that's the probability of the required sample space. Now how can we give marks? Here when you take marks, this is just 1 mark for the sample space. This one 1 mark. And 1 mark to identify this required one and calculating the probability. That's 2 marks for second part. Altogether 3 marks. Now take B part. During a period when a certain disease was spreading, 20 males and 16 females who displayed the symptoms of each disease arrived to obtain medication from a physician. Although all the females actually had the disease, the probability of a person picked at random from among the males actually having the disease was 0.6. A portion of a tree diagram drawn to indicate the probability of a person picked at random from all these people being a male or a female and being a person having the disease or not having it is shown below. Complete the tree diagram by indicating all the relevant probabilities. Find the probability of a person picked at random being a person having the disease. So you get 2 parts and we'll try to do here. So it's male and female. So how many males are there? 20. Out of 20 and 16 altogether, 36. How many females are there? 16 out of 36. Then it says if you take males, probability of getting the disease is 0.6. Having the disease. Having the disease. And this is not having the disease, that's 1 minus 0.6 is 0.4. But it says when it takes females, all are having 100%. So 1% having the disease. Here you don't need to draw this because it says everybody, all females are having this disease. If you are drawing the other one, that should be 0, not having. This is not important because you get full marks without this branch as well, not having. So this is the tree diagram, and find the probability of a person picked at random being a person having the disease. So what are the possibilities of having the disease? Having the disease, it can be a male person or a female person. If it's a male person, so you have to consider this branch. 20 over 36 into 0.6. So you can write as a fraction if you like. 6 over 10. This is same as 6 over 10. And then if it's a female person, so that's 16 over 36 into 1. So that's the probability of having the disease. So try to simplify. 6 with this 6, 10 with this 20, that's 2. And 2 and 6 again, 1 over 3. This one, 4 times 4, 4 times 9. 4 over 9. Convert to the same denominator. You get 3 and 4. So 7 over 9 is the required probability. So now we'll see how you get marks. So you get 1 mark here, 1 mark and 1 mark for this step. So, and showing all these branches, everything, another 1 mark for the tree diagram. Complete tree diagram, 4 marks. And then earlier we gave 2 marks. So 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. And this part 3 marks. So taking this branch, taking this one, and final answer 3 marks. So altogether 10 marks for the probability question. So this is the last question in paper 1. So next we'll take paper 2.